Good morning. Wondering what's trending? TMI socials is welcome on board. I am Nuoluwakbo Stevens. I better still call me a social media butterfly. Now let's kickstart this morning with an interesting word from our President Bola Tinubu as he has appealed to Nigerians for forgiveness if he has sinned against them. So President is saying, please forgive me if I have sinned against you. He made the appeal during the opening of this year's Tafsir at the State House Mosque in Abuja yesterday. Now, Tinubu also spoke on the coincidence of Ramadan and Lent, saying this serves as a reminder of shared values. Take a listen to him.
The start days, Ramadan, we know the teaching that it brings to us. We understand, but I must reiterate the principle is to get to be closer to God, to do goodness to people, to share love and faith, to forgive sins. I say, if I sin, forgive me as Nigerians.
How did you take this in line? Let's have tweets and reactions. We'll start off with this one who wrote on X. If we could have our first tweet. I remember seeing tweets as regards, it's the Lent season. We have done nothing, or you have done nothing wrong, Mr. President. All we want is give us the needful and we are good to go. Let's quickly have our first reaction now. Anyway, away from that, if we can, okay, interesting. This user wrote, a powerful moment of humility from Bola Tinubu. Leadership is not just about authority, it's about accountability, reflection, and the courage to seek forgiveness. Calling for unity, peace, and moral renewal during Ramadan shows the importance of healing and moving forward together as one nation. Another user wrote, Baba, you are forgiven. Carry go. Don't be distracted in your vision for Nigeria. Do more to drastically eliminate insecurity, stimulate the economy, and protect the vulnerable amongst us. It's well with you. Nigerian has forgiven you already. Now, away from that, moving over to my second trending gist for today. So, despite conversation as regards destroying the naira and mishandling the naira, despite ongoing campaigns against it, the age-old practice of money spraying resurfaced during President Bola Tinubu's visit to Adamawa State, highlighting the enduring culture of flaunting cash at social events. Now, the incident actually occurred while famous Hausa musician Dauda Rarara performed his latest hit, Omo Ologo, in honor of the president during the visit. Let's take a look. In case you didn't get a video, you know it's against the law to spray naira, and interestingly, this happened in front of the president. So a lot of Nigerians are calling out on the AFCC to arrest those women, while those say she was actually stopped from continuing with the spraying of the naira note. But how did you take this online? Let's have tweets and reactions. We'll start off with this one who wrote on X. Let's have our first reactions if we can. This one wrote, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, hope the eagle was not blind here. Good question. Another user wrote, I don't have anything against Tinubu. I just want you to make things easier for Nigerians. Okay, so I'm not sure this has anything to do with this story. Let's move over to another reaction still on this one. This user wrote, Olariwaju, we can never do away with spraying of notes. It's in our blood. Tell me about it. Now, finally, on the story, this user reacting to it said online, she was immediately cautioned. Meanwhile, the naira wasn't stepped on in the video. Now, away from that, in a video that has now gone viral, an Australian author based in the US, Mark Poland, has criticized security procedures in Nigeria, describing them as excessive and bordering on extortion. Now, Poland recounted his experiences traveling through Nigerian airports and roads, claiming that he was repeatedly asked for cash while passing through checkpoints. He also questioned the nature of many security checkpoints along Nigerian roads, asking whether they were truly for security or extortion. Let's take a listen.
Nigerian friends, is your entire country set up to shake people down? Because coming in and out of the airports there, I was told, now you give me cash at least 10 times. A lot of the roads have security checkpoints, but are they security checkpoints or shakedown checkpoints? Even going into my hotel, people weren't just looking me up and down to see if I was carrying anything dangerous. They were looking me up and down to see if there's anything that they could ask me for. Am I overreacting? Because this must stress you out.
So I honestly think it hampers on the culture, the begging culture we have in Nigeria. And tell you what, a lot of persons online from South Africa, Ghana, and other parts of African countries are now calling Nigerians Afghanistan. Whatever that means, I don't know. But how did you take this on the line? Let's start off with interesting reactions to this story. This one wrote, you are not overreacting. The begging culture is one of the biggest turnoffs. Every time I have to come to Nigeria, I am literally frustrated by it. Another user reacting on Instagram, this one says, moving over to another tweet, this one wrote, begging is deeply rooted in poverty. We have become a country where salaries aren't enough to cover basic human needs, and unfortunately, they will need to cover the cost of their needs and wants with extra funds from a little side of begging. Nothing matters now but money, and that is what corruption does. Now, finally on the story, this user reacting to this one says, welcome to Abegistan. Oh my goodness, we need to change this name real quickly. But moving away from that, let's talk about Kwara United. Now, Kwara United have publicly condemned the violence that followed their rescheduled Nigeria Premier Football League encounter against Rivers United. The stand in the club from the actions of what they described as irrational element among their crowd. Now let's have a feel of how it went like over the match. And trust football lovers online to react to this. Let's see what you have been saying. Now we'll start off with this one who wrote online. If we could have our first tweet, a lot of persons are calling for sanctions from both leagues. This one said they should just cancel the barbaric league. Away team and your fans aren't always safe. Home team hardly accept defeat. If there won't be maximum security support from away team, staff and your supporters, then they should put the whole league on hold. It always seems like this all the time. Another user also reacting on X, this one wrote, they should face the consequences. Point deduction and heavy fines should be placed on them. Now, finally, this user wrote on the story, if we could have our final reaction. In 2026, when did Kwara turn to such violent state? It's usually known for so much peace, and all of a sudden there is violence everywhere. Now, if we could have our final video, just a video to wrap up TMI socials. Remember that period when El Rufai and the president were digging it down? Let's have a feel of that as we get to wind up. A clear case of things never end, and in politics there's always no permanent friends or permanent enemies, and this should be your mood for the weekend. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I am Nuoluwakpo Stevens, and from all of us on This Morning on ITV, Lagos, Abuja, and right here in Adamawa State, we'll see you next week.